Well, today is a very special day for 5 Seconds of Summer fans. It is the 7 year anniversary. Is that right? 7 years?
Yeah, 7 years, which makes me feel absolutely ancient.
Yeah. Of their third studio album, Youngblood, which was kind of a pivotal album in their career and one that we love dearly. So today we're gonna talk ourselves a little bit about our our faves related to Youngblood, but we also have some wonderful, amazing fans who have agreed to join us to also share their stories and loves and memories from Youngblood.
We're very excited, and I'm sure you guys are excited that you don't have to just listen to us yap about it. So
We
we,
get some new voices.
yeah, we get some new friends on the podcast, and we're very excited because we love everyone that's going to be joining us today.
Yeah. And we love Five Sauce Ovs. We've talked about it before, but
We've only talked about it in probably every podcast episode.
I'm Shelby, but most people know me as B.
Hi, I'm Carlyn.
So my name is Lynnsey.
I've been a fan of the band for, what is that, 12 years now? 2013, when they opened for One Direction the first time, is really when I caught wind of who they were and started to become a fan. So, been here for a while. One of my favorite memories, I think, of the Youngblood era, ties directly to like when it happened, like the 2017, 2018 era of my life, if you will, because I didn't really have any fan or stan social media at all until the calm slash getting into the 5SOS 5 era. So
okay.
I was seeing a lot of the stuff on the outskirts.
Okay.
Okay. So when the hiatus was happening, I was like aware that my favorite band hadn't put out any music in a while and they weren't posting anything and all of that. So I have this very specific memory of the first day that Want You Back came out in February of 2018.
Oh my
And
gosh.
That's like one of Abby's favorite memories too.
it's that's so cool, first of all. And second of all, I just remember I was home alone for some reason, like a very rare, like I don't know where my parents were. It was in the middle of winter, so it was either a weekend or maybe it was a snow day, something. I was home.
Yeah.
And it was the middle of the afternoon. And I was like, my small 18-year-old body was just like huddled with my wired headphones and my iPod Touch. And I had downloaded the song. I paid $1.29 for it.
Yeah.
I was so excited. And because they had posted the picture of like, the cover with that's blue and green with Luke's face.
Yeah.
And I was so excited. I was like, they're making music again. And I just remember sitting in that chair, like with my knees up, and I was like curled around myself, and I was like, this sounds so different from
Mhm.
anything I've ever heard from them. And I just
Yeah.
remember thinking like this is gonna be good. Like whatever comes after this is gonna be good because it's 5 sauce, but it's different. And
Yep.
remember thinking that exact thought like on the day that it came out, and I listened to it like 10 times in a row.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Want You Back is just special for me. And that's like the one song I remember hearing for the first time.
Yep.
Even if it didn't end up being my favorite song off of Youngblood, it's special for sure.
That's crazy because I have such a similar memory to like the same thing. I was alone in my college dorm room and I remember like hearing it for the first time and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is Five Sauce, but it's like not." And there's something else in this song that
Hmm.
I like the direction that we're going. But yeah, I
Hmm.
vividly remember it too. That's so crazy that that's the one
That's
you
so
said because
fun.
that's like a huge one for me too.
That's crazy because like I had 3 months left of high school,
Okay.
and it was a very transitional period for my
Yeah.
life. And so I just remember thinking to myself, I was like, this is gonna be like my college soundtrack. If
Yeah.
Sounds Good, Feels Good
Yeah.
was my high school one, and Self-Titled was my like end of middle school, beginning of high school
Yeah.
one. Like this seems like it's gonna be a good omen for my college career, which it did end up being for the most part. So
That's awesome. Wow, what a good story to start with. Well, since you said that Want You Back is not your favorite song, what is your favorite song?
It's Valentine. It's always
Okay.
been Valentine since it came out. No other 5 Seconds of Summer song has topped it for me.
Wow.
Wow.
I I'm maybe 5 saw 6. I don't know. Maybe it will, but nothing so far has just hit the same way for me. And I think it's all of it. Like it's the sonic of it, it's the lyrics of it. It it stands out from Youngblood itself, and it also
Yeah.
stands
Yeah.
out from I think any other 5 Saw song. The
Mhm.
only comparable song to me is Teeth, but that
Yeah.
that goes down to the bass line. Like there's still very big
Yeah.
differences between Teeth and Valentine to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nothing's gonna top that for me unless something with 5 Saw 6 is crazy, but
Did you see Valentine as a sound check song ever?
yes, I have been to Soundcheck once for the Take My Hand tour. I went to two
Okay.
shows. That was the first tour I went to multiple shows.
Yeah.
And it was my first sound check. And we got Callum side far barricade. And there was kind of like there had been a few shows up to that point. It was towards the beginning of the US leg, I think.
Okay.
And so I was like really nervous. I was like, oh, I don't know what songs we're gonna get. Like they played Valentine sometimes and they've played the other songs from Youngblood. They seem to be playing Youngblood a lot. So I have a good chance, I think. And then I just remember because this was the first time I had gone to a show like with online friends too.
Hmm.
And I just remember they started playing the chords for Valentine, and all my friends just like 180 turned to look at me and they were like, It's a song. And I was
That's
like,
so
I
fun.
know. So thankfully, yes. And I freaked out, understandably so.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And they also played it live when I saw them in 2019.
Hmm.
They played the shortened version for the World War Joy tour with
Yeah.
the Chainsmokers. So I have heard it twice live, technically, but I did not get the full version with Ashton standing on his drum kit and all of the
Oh,
things because I wasn't quite in a space yet where I could go to 5 Sauce 3 or Meet You There tour,
yeah.
unfortunately, but it's fine.
I
Well,
relate to
I
that.
tried to go to 5SOS 3 and I didn't get tickets and I didn't go, and it's one of the greatest regrets of my life, but I did go to meet you there.
At least you got that, right?
I did get that one.
And it's immortalized forever with the
Yeah.
live album, so
Yeah.
True, you can listen to Valentine live anytime you want.
this is true. This is true. And just pretend I was there.
Exactly.
I totally don't do that every day.
Honestly, same. There
Yeah.
was a point in my life where I listened to Meet You There tour live literally every single day. Like,
I remember like the last year that you had Apple Music, you sent me like your Apple Music wind up or whatever, and your top
I think that
album
was
of
my
the year
top
was Meet
album.
You There tour live, and it was like 2022, and it was like, okay.
As it
Yeah.
should be, though.
I mean, sorry about it, but not really.
Yeah, don't be. I think there's a couple of songs on my like 2025 right now that are off of me either tour line.
Yeah.
So I get you.
I
This
don't
is what we
know.
do. We don't have 5 Sauce shows to go to. We just listen to the live albums over and over.
Yep.
Literally. Oh, tell us about your favorite Youngblood era music video.
Okay, so you would think it'd be Valentine, because I'm mysterious and complex like that, but it's actually not. I think their best narratively music video is Lie to Me,
Yeah.
Yes,
and it
that's my favorite
also
one.
it also just resonates with me personally, like the staging of it, Luke in the car by himself, the fact that the car catches on fire, Luke's acting on point.
Good
Like
job, dude.
he's never like
He
he's
nailed
been
it.
put in danger so many other times in all the music videos, but I think like acts the best here. And the fact that the rest of the band is like separate from him behind a gate, like up in the stands, like the fact that it takes place in this stadium type like
Yeah.
at all is all of it. I just love the Lie to Me
Yeah.
music video so much, like the aesthetics of it, the like I said, the narrative of it. I don't really think they've done a better music video, like with all of that. Personally,
Yeah.
Battleman's was like close narratively for
Yeah.
me, and also like older too.
Hmm.
But I still think like the bands in it, it's not an abstract like the Youngblood music video is. I think
Yeah.
it's very them. Like if someone were to be like, "Hey, can you recommend me like a 5 Seconds of Summer song or a music video?" I would recommend the Lie to Me video first, is what I'd come to the conclusion about. If that
Just
makes sense.
generally great stuff coming like artistically came out of Youngblood. Like they
Oh
were
my
Yes.
so
God,
creative
dude.
during that time.
So
Yes.
creative.
I mean, they still are, but like that
Yes.
one,
I feel like
they
they
were
just had
really
such a
thinking outside the
vision.
box.
They had
Yeah.
Mhm.
like such a vision for it, like color scheme, like everything. It was very, I mean, they had a lot of time to craft it, so it was perfect when they did.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think they've had a better color scheme, Michaela, since you mentioned that. I don't think they've had a better one since. Like, I'm
Yeah.
really hoping that 5 Sauce 6 is somehow purple or somehow green because just the rainbow, like neon aesthetic of Youngblood is like that's my thing. Like I eat that
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Every single time I'm gonna eat up all the colors. All the
Do you feel
colors
like
that
there's
are
a
needed.
song that like goes with those colors the best? Because I have one in my brain and I want to see if you guys think the same or if it's different.
I have a couple
Okay, let's hear
because
it.
I I don't know if I for sure have this, so I don't want to like, talk like I'm dumb, uneducated about this, but I feel like I might have some sort of like music color
Yeah.
synesthesia, maybe.
Yeah.
And because like every song is a color, a group of colors to me,
Yeah.
and it's always been that way. And I feel like More and Talk Fast to me are one of those, like two of those that I like, there's bright colors. Like Talk Fast is pink and green to me, like a neon green,
Yeah.
and More is like purple and neon red to me. But I'm curious to know what yours are,
I
Abby.
was gonna say talk fast and woke up in Japan.
I was gonna say woke up in Japan. I was like,
We're all
Yeah.
on the same wavelength.
that's very
Hmm.
neon for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
We love more though.
We
We
love
miss her
more.
on the set list.
Why did Ashton just straight up lie? It's always going to be on the set list.
We choose them. God,
Yeah. Bring it back. Bring it
bring it
back.
back.
Mhm. It's because I'm going to start a rumor that it's because Luke didn't want to hear that anymore because
Yeah,
Honestly, yeah.
he hated being reminded of the ad libs. So
he's
he was
like,
like, we
why
got to
did
take
I
it off
do
the set
that?
list. We got to take it off the set list.
Got drunk on tequila, said something on camera, and it's haunting me for life.
Yeah, we can't do it anymore. And then Ashton was like, no, but I told them. I don't care. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Luke put his foot down. He said, absolutely not.
No more.
Hope you lie, 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 lie to me.
My favorite song off of Youngblood is Lie to Me and More because I can't pick
Ooh.
one.
Good
I
choices.
feel like it's impossible to pick a favorite. Like everybody's
It,
got to.
yeah, especially this album. It's so hard.
Yeah. Maybe we can start with what do you think is the most underrated song on Youngblood in your opinion?
Okay. So I feel like I have sort of two answers for this because I feel like there is like an underrated song within the fandom, and then I feel
Okay.
like there's an underrated song like in general.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, I feel like I think in general Lie to Me is underrated because I feel like it should have gotten the success that like Ghost of You
Yeah.
got. Like I personally think that Lie to Me is as good, if not better, than Ghost of You. And like I get it, it like blew up on TikTok or like whatever.
Yeah.
But um I think like in general that song should have been way
I
bigger
think
than
it
it
should have
was.
gotten the amnesia treatment, to be honest.
Yeah.
It should have. It should have. Like seriously. And it like kind of made me sad when like the single flopped a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the Julia Michaels version is good, but I feel like the version that they put on the album, it was hard to touch that version. I like the Julia Michaels
Yeah,
version, but the album version is just so good.
I just feel like that it was unnecessary, like
Yeah.
to have Julia on there. Like I think it's great. I just feel like the song by itself could have been a smash single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and then my other answer, like within the fandom, I feel like Empty Wallets is so
Yeah.
Yes.
underrated. Like I never see anyone showing love to Empty Wallets. And
They
I'm like,
should.
They should. It's like that meme. It's like of like the DJ and it's like the two people. It's like
Yes.
that's me and like the other person in the fandom that appreciates
Yeah.
MTV. And me and Abby, yeah.
Yeah. Um,
That one's
I feel like
underrated in the fandom and with the band.
Yeah,
yes.
yes. Like
Where's
the
the live
lyrics,
version, guys?
I'm saying, where's the live version? And I don't know if this is because I'm like biased because I'm an Ashton Lane, but it's the lyrics are so good and also he sounds great. But
Yeah.
um I think it's like a fun song without being cheesy.
Yeah. I feel like they almost feel like it is cheesy, but
Yeah.
it's not. Like,
No, it's
I
not.
No.
don't know. And it kind of is almost a cornerstone of like the concept of that album. Like there's the romantic side of Youngblood and whatever, but then there's also like
The party
I don't
side.
know, the party side. Like they
Yeah.
were literally rock stars at the time, and there was the whole like nightlife Japan neon like
Yeah.
rock influence behind all of it. And that song is like the epitome of that side of it. And they paid it dust.
They paid it dust and I don't know if it's because they're just not in their party era anymore, but we need to bring it back and show it some love.
Yeah, agreed.
Next tour. Let's try again,
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah, let's get it rolling.
Even bring it out for a sound check or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it would be such a great sound check song.
Just bring a sign. Please play Empty Wallet.
Me
Please play
paying
Empty Wallet.
$250 for a sound check, living our lives, dancing on empty
Like,
wallets.
yeah, like seriously, me during tour, Empty
Yeah.
Wallets core.
Mhm.
Okay, we'll do another question. If you could relive one experience for the first time from Youngblood era, what would it be?
So, not to like get too deep, but I think just like reliving seeing 5SOS get the recognition that they deserve from like the general public, but also
Yeah.
from the industry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like this was the first time in, I guess, my fangirl career, you could say,
Yeah.
that I felt like, wow, people actually can take me seriously when speaking about their music and how incredible it is, because the rest of the industry is recognizing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I feel like this was the first time that they saw the success that they should have without the like stamp of One Direction on
Yeah.
them and like without being marketed as this like teeny bopper boy band
Mhm.
type deal, which they're not a boy band.
They never have
Let's
been,
be
but they were
honest.
labeled that
Yeah,
way. Yeah.
yeah. So I think for me as a fan, it was like I just wanted to like tell everyone like, "Oh my gosh, do you know that this is 5 Seconds of Summer on the radio?" Like it
Yeah.
was like almost indescribable the way
Yeah.
that like I felt that as a fan.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
Uh,
being just absolutely mind blown at the fact that they got the number one over Beyonce and Jay-Z. Like
yeah.
that is surreal.
Yeah.
It gives me chills to think about that like to this day.
Yeah. I mean, especially considering they had like changed labels and they had changed sounds and they had been like wiped off the face of the earth for like a year.
Oh my God.
And even Want You Back it wasn't like small by any means, but it wasn't like She Looks So
Massive.
Perfect kind of vibes. But
Yeah.
yeah, the fact that they came out and just boom, number one, third one in a row, and
Yeah.
Youngblood has what, like over 1 billion streams on Spotify now? Yeah,
Yeah, like well
that's
over 1 billion.
surreal.
Yeah. It
I
is.
feel like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
also kind of like a testament to like the fans because it's like,
Yeah.
obviously the industry embraced that, but it's like it wouldn't have gotten enough recognition if like the fans didn't wait around for that music, and be like,
Yes.
this is it, like pushing it and like so excited. Because I mean, it was like different for them too. Like that was the first time it was like on streaming. Like You
Hmm.
know, like any not buying. I mean, like I
Yeah.
think I still went and bought like a physical CD because I just think it's cool, but it's like that was completely different than like when self-titled came out, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just feel like too, people, this was the first time people started recognizing them on their own without saying, having to say like, oh yeah, they opened for One Direction.
Yeah.
And like
Yes.
this was
Yeah.
like, okay, they can stand on their own and they can have success on their own. And yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like reliving just like that whole like number them going to number one and like seeing them
Yeah.
have such success. I would love to do that again. I mean, I think every
Yeah.
song that they ever make should be number one, but I'm
Yeah.
a little
Oh,
biased.
for sure. What is a memory you will never forget from the Youngblood era?
I will never forget watching the Want You Back music video for the first time and being just absolutely completely floored. I was 18, so I was a senior in high school, and I remember I was in guitar class,
Oh my
and
gosh.
my guitar teacher was super chill, and he let us hang out in this little like guitar closet, this like extra storage closet in the classroom. And so I was like, okay, everyone, like, leave me alone. Don't talk to me. Like, I have to go watch 5SOS's new music video. And I remember watching that music video for the first time in that little closet and being like, oh my God, like, this is incredible. Like, they are here. They are not doing this like punk pop or punk rock thing. They are grown and
Yeah.
just like being so like speechless at the sound and like the aesthetic and just like the visuals of everything and how like cohesive and like aesthetic it looked
Yeah.
was just like everything as someone who has been their fan since like almost basically the beginning of their career. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll never forget it.
Want You Back, like, I feel like first, as we're talking to people, we're kind of coming to find that, like, the release of Want You Back was like a bomb dropped on so many people because it was like,
Yeah.
Everyone
they're
was
back.
waiting.
This is, yes,
Mhm.
like, it was like a shift for people who had been around for so long because it did kind of just come out of left field and it was so different, but it was also so much them. It was like, we're unprecedented levels of back.
Yeah, like we are so back.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I remember being floored. I will also say too, um, my other I feel like I need to speak on this, but my other I guess moment I'll never forget is going to 5SOS 3 tour and hearing
I'm so
these
jealous.
it was like I sometimes I like think like how did I experience that? Because it was like insane. But like seeing them play these songs in a room full of like 2,000 people when I had just like been seeing them in like amphitheaters, yeah, it was crazy. And like they were like playing these songs that were unreleased, but everyone knew the words because we were learning them from
Yeah.
like the
Videos.
videos, yeah, that people were posting online. And like just seeing the reaction and feeling the reaction in that room to this album that had not even been released yet was like
I have
so
goosebumps right
cool.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was like so cool to experience that and like feel the energy that like everyone was giving to the band and like
Yeah.
it was like we were kind of like bouncing off of each other because they
Yeah.
were excited. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
feel like I feel like 5 Stars 3 tour was like them testing their new sound, right?
Yeah.
And so for me to as a fan, one, like, be so like excited about this new sound and like fall in love with their new sound, but also to feel everyone else accept it, and like feel the happiness and like the relief from
Yeah, it
the
was like
four of them.
reassurance for them, like,
Yeah.
oh, this is like
Yeah.
cool, everyone's into it. Yeah.
Yeah, which is like what you want as an artist
Yeah.
anyways. So
What was
it
the
was
venue
like,
where you
yeah.
saw 5SOS 3?
Cannery Ballroom in Nashville.
Very cool.
Gonna say, I feel like the whole like learning the songs from videos is such a like 5SOS fandom thing because it just
Yeah.
reminds me of like even like back in the day, like learning like the words to Heartbreak Girl from like videos of like the One Direction tour
Yeah.
Oh
because
my
like
gosh.
it wasn't on anything. So I would be like watching these live videos and like YouTube to MP3 down to my phone
Yes.
so that I could, and then even like now, like when they were playing like
Easy for you to say.
Easy for You to
Yeah.
Say, like
Yeah.
people were learning the words, like that's such a 5SOS thing that like, and it's always them like testing like new-ish kind of things and seeing
Mhm.
how people like it.
Well, and even
Yeah.
like for uh Take My Hand, like when they started doing Blender, like
Yeah.
Mhm.
Blender came out of nowhere. And I think I was at the second show where they played that and it was like, I know all the words. Let's
Yeah.
go. Like, and Luke was like, I have to say that's the best that song has ever gone down. It's like, yeah, that's the best feeling ever.
No, yeah, it is such a 5 sauce thing. You know, I really didn't think about that, but it
Yeah.
really is. But I just feel like it's because, like you said, like we are not new to that. Like
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have been like, especially in the US, because
Hmm.
we have been like having to learn their music like bootleg,
Yeah,
like
Yes.
literally.
illegally, yeah, since like the beginning, because I mean their music wasn't allowed like out
Yeah.
in anywhere but Australia to start with.
Yeah.
So you gotta do the workaround. You gotta get some live videos going and
We
learn it.
still don't
Which
have the Don't Stop EP.
we
Girl,
still don't have the Don't Stop EP.
I've
Not
had the Don't Stop EP on my phone since I was 14. I'm proud of it.
I was about to say, off the record, I do have it on my Spotify, but it's because
Yeah.
like I have the file and then I like
Yeah.
downloaded it onto Spotify. But
I also have it, but I would like my streams of
Yeah, I would like it to count.
rejects and wrapped around your finger to count, please.
yes, I would also like I would like to see that in my Spotify stats.
Yes, agreed.
If these walls could
My favorite song for Youngblood is I can't even pick one. I have to say the whole album because as a whole, Youngblood is my favorite album of any artist, period.
Ever to in existence.
Yes. Now,
Wow.
Luke's solo stuff creeps in there. When that's like when you're sad. But
Yeah.
Youngblood is just hits different.
Youngblood is for all emotions, for
Yes.
all times. Yes.
If you don't know what you're feeling, if you don't know how to feel, just put on that album and something will either make you cry, make you scream. We got multiple options.
If you're gonna pick one today, what would be your choice?
Ooh, today's choice. That's a hard one. I think today's choice would be If Walls Could Talk, not gonna lie.
Mm,
Ooh.
great choice.
That song is just wild and live,
Yeah.
holy crap.
Live is insane.
There was 2018 was just a very interesting time because what do you mean we were watching them sing these songs?
Yeah.
I look back at these videos and I'm like, I saw that with my own two eyeballs.
Yeah.
So I was at 5 Sauce 3, the Paradise Rock Club show.
Okay.
Insane. The fact that I saw 5
Was
Seconds
that the
Summer,
first one?
I don't know. I think it was one of the first.
One of the first, yeah.
I just know that I seeing 5 Seconds Summer in a room of that size was one of the most interesting experiences of my life because I'd gone from seeing them at Mohegan Sun Arena, all these
Yeah.
different places, and to see them in a room where I was fourth row, but Luke Hemmings was still like right there was
Yeah.
like actually terrifying.
Yeah.
Since then I've seen plenty of artists there, like And it's just like I always, when every time I walk in there, I just remember like Luke Hemmings was up there. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm seeing Charlotte Sands and
Mhm.
Grayscale, all these artists. And I'm like, you know, you're on a stage where my other favorite people have stood.
For
Yeah.
real.
So 5SOS 3 tour was a whirlwind. That was one of the first times I ever like camped. And even then, this was like
Okay.
camp, guys. This was like 9 a.m., 10 a.m.
Oh, yeah. I went to meet you there at 3 p.m. and I was like 10th row. It was great.
Remember when tear emoji?
Yeah,
Let's bring it
But
back.
please.
please.
That's what's that thing that goes around right now where it's like things I'm not buying into?
Yeah,
Yeah,
propaganda
propaganda I'm not falling for.
Yes.
Yeah,
Literally.
camping.
But
Camping.
just this 5SOS 3 set list. I just want to like, I'm going to run it down. It's 13 songs.
Yes.
Started with She Looks So Perfect,
Okay. Okay.
What an opener, honestly.
right? Girls Talk Boys,
Okay.
Disconnected.
Oh,
Yes.
That's my song. So
that's
that,
also my song, so I get you.
here we go. Moving Along. So it's the first
Mm.
Moving Along, like, performance, one of the first.
Yeah.
She's kind of hot.
Yes.
Banger.
We love her.
Valentine.
Okay.
So good. Amnesia. Classic.
Valentine and Amnesia is crazy.
I need to like go look at videos of that because I feel like it must have been such a weird shift in the
Like,
room.
Yeah.
there must have been a talking break between.
Okay, now we gotta look this up what the talking break was because that is a crazy transition.
Callum's like,
Yeah.
hey, so, amnesia. Like,
I know we just talked about the things that we
Oh,
wanted,
well, I mean,
but
it was definitely Callum because Callum always talks before Amnesia. So,
gonna have to look up his dialogue.
yeah,
So after Amnesia, we had Lie to Me.
oof.
that tracks.
They hit you with the double there.
Yeah. Hit him with the papa.
Literally. I got the reference. That was great. Next was Waste the Night.
Amazing, honestly.
Literally. Talk Fast.
Ooh, that's a good
So
pairing.
that's the official first time I heard it.
Okay.
Black Pounds, but remembering it now. Then Youngblood. But are you ready? That wasn't the end. We're used to Youngblood being the end now. It was Jet Black Heart and then Want You Back. Because the
You
album
know
wasn't
what? I'm supportive of that. I'm extremely supportive of that.
Yeah. The album wasn't out yet. So Want You Back, I mean, this was in April
Yeah.
8th. I met them like for the radio promo the 5th. So
Oh my
this was
gosh.
around Want You Back time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was like their song they were pushing. So it wasn't like
Well, Youngblood was like brand new at that time, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
When did you say that show was? The 5SOS 3 show?
The 5SOS 3 show was please hold. April 8th, 2018.
Youngblood wasn't out until April 12th. It wasn't out yet.
Wow. Okay, that tracks then. That's why it was
Yeah.
third to last.
Yeah.
So let me just do a little swiping here. Okay. So June 16th is when this is the week the album's coming out, like the week
Yes.
after.
Mhm.
I went to the Bethel Woods Center for the Arts, the K Fest, and that's
Yeah.
actually the whole band. The one only time they sold meet and greet, somehow I managed to get it. But that's what the 18th. So at that point, it was this different set by 3 songs, almost the same. But the ending was the last 3: Youngblood, Jet Black Heart, Want You Back. So Want You Back is taking that spot at this point.
Yeah.
Here's where it switches though. Funny enough. The next day, I went to the Xfinity Center in Massachusetts, their radio fest. They closed with Youngblood, and this is the day after.
Ooh.
They said, all right, we're pushing this on radio.
That's really interesting.
A day apart, different radio shows. Now their Massachusetts set was only 6 songs, and the last one was 10, but still, we forgot the whole Meet You There tour.
Yeah.
That was my first as a fan, like I traveled, and that was like I remember
Okay.
that. Like that was I started college. I missed my first few days of classes.
So not only did you not graduate, but you also missed your first few days.
Wait, we have to go back and talk about this story because we got to talk about the Today Show and
Oh my God.
that whole thing because that
Yeah,
was
'cause I gotta
another.
put the clip in.
That was, let's see. Oh, okay. So this was after the K-Fest show. And because there's me with 5SOS, and then there's the next day. Okay. So this might have actually been the Youngblood like release day then. Does anyone remember the day off the top of their head?
The 15th.
Yeah.
Oh, so the album's out at this point. So this is the 22nd. This
Oh.
is 5SOS do the Today Show. I had the city pass like VIP if you're like a city holder, you can whatever. The times were so great. I think I got there like 3 a.m. and they opened the doors at 5. Like I end up like the front corner of Callum's side. And that was such a cool experience. We got to watch them sound check the whole performance. They were just having fun. It was really nice to see.
Yeah.
And the poster in question is so I meet them the 16th. 17th, I graduate. We're going to put quotation marks around that. 18th, I am on the streets we probably left at like 11 p.m., midnight. I'm on the streets for this band yet again. And I have a sign that says, I skipped my graduation for 5 seconds of summer, and had like a tiny picture of like me and them from like 2 days prior.
Yeah.
And then my friend had drew not my friend, it was my sister. She drew the cutest little thing, was the 5SOS tallies with a graduation cap on them.
That's so cute.
It was so freaking cute. And all I wanted was for them to see it, right? I'm not thinking TV. I'm just like, whatever. So Luke noticed it, and the first thing he sees is the picture of us. He goes, "Hey, that's us." And I have like a video of that interaction. It was really cute, right? So now they're coming back from a commercial break. And all of a sudden I hear over the speakers, "We have a young lady in the front row with a sign that says, 'I skipped my graduation.'" I go red. I'm like, oh God. Like I was at that point, I forgot I even had it still in my hand. Because like Luke had seen it and I was just like happy. Like I was gonna put it down on the stage. And then all of the anchors plus 5 seconds of summer turning and staring into my soul.
Like, oh my God. Don't look at me.
Like literally being perceived in that moment was terrifying. There in the clip, I thought for the longest time it was Ashton and Callum, but the more I listened to it, I think it's literally all of them going, "We're very concerned." And I just remember, again, so not used to attention on me, whatever. I just go, "Oh, my mom's gonna kill me." I'm not about this already. And they start laughing at me, and the anchor's like, "Oh, you'll be fine. She'll be proud of you." And I remember going that year into college, my mom quite literally being like, "They're gonna take away your admission. You said on national television that you didn't go to graduation." I'm like, "Mom, it was a white lie. I did graduate. I walked across the stage. I missed all the festivities. If they're really concerned, they can call the school."
You're like, "I do have a diploma. I swear to God."
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I just remember as it was happening in live time, my phone starts blowing up of like, it was on TV happening. My mom sees it. Family sees it. All of these 5SOS people I knew are seeing it. And they're like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, surprise.
Don't mind me.
That's so funny though.
So
That's really funny.
that is one of my funniest probably memories with 5 Seconds of Summer, because it was just like so random and like, again, just wanted them to see it. Didn't expect all of America to have to see that on their TV.
Yeah, you got NBC professionally recording it for you to remember forever.
Can I get like actor credits on that or something? Like,
good. Make your IMDb.
Make an IMDb and then also be like, send them your invoice, like for my likeness.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's a young lady in the front row, and she's got a sign that says, "I skipped my graduation."
Yes, she did.
What do you think about that?
She's very concerned. She says her mom's gonna kill her. Oh my gosh, no, she'll be proud of you. Yeah.
It just having memories like that and having them recorded is actually so important, because I look back at them now and I'm like, holy moly, like I can't believe that actually happened. I look back at all these photos, all these videos, like I was for a millisecond in the release week like tour diary. It's when I'm taking a selfie with Luke at the Today Show, and Andy zoomed me, and I literally I remember seeing that and burst out crying.
Yeah.
That was one of the most special days. I think they were just all in such a great mood. Yeah. And after the performance, they were like meeting us, and it was so genuine. Just insane. That time means more to me than I can explain. And I've said multiple times that if I could just sit down with the band for 5 minutes and never would be able to speak to them again after it, I would definitely say how much that era specifically just helped me through everything. Like I said, it's my first few days of classes to go camp for the Meet You There tour. Mohegan Sun.
Let's just start it off strong. Um, the most underrated song on Youngblood, in your opinion?
I'm so glad you asked. I've been dying to talk about this. For me, I think that the most underrated song on Youngblood, there's okay. I'll just say one instead of going through a list of underrated songs. But I think Woke Up in Japan is an underrated song on Youngblood. Like, I think for anyone
Agreed.
listening to this, if you haven't shown it the respect that it deserves, you need to go listen to it. However, I do think that because they didn't play it live, it hasn't really
Yeah,
gotten its moment.
yeah,
But in terms of like, I feel like the Youngblood era was very inspired by like Japan,
yeah.
obviously. And I feel like they really put that into that song and it slaps. I think everyone should listen to it.
Do you have a favorite part of that song?
Um, Also really glad you asked. Specifically, uh, I don't know what time stamp it is in the song. I'll put it on the screen for everyone. Um, Stop laughing at me. It's when Luke goes and clears his throat. That was my favorite part of the song.
Favorite part of the song is voice clear. Like that is the favorite part of the song. That's the correct answer.
That's the correct answer. And also, um, honestly, the whole song's just like kind of sexy, and I feel like people just need to respect it a little bit more. Anyways, okay. Abby Anderson, can you share a story from an experience you remember hearing one of the songs off the album for the first time? Or just in general?
Yes. Yes, I can. Well, it wasn't hearing the song for the first time. However, the Youngblood era was the first time that I actually ever got to see 5SOS live. Like I have been a fan for, I don't
12
know,
years?
12 years. Yeah, a really long time. And I should have gone to see them with One Direction when I was offered a ticket and I didn't, which regret. Um, and I just never had the opportunity to see them when they were doing Rock Out with Your Socks Out or Sounds Like Feels Live. Like I didn't that didn't happen for me. Um, and I tried to get tickets to see them for 5SOS 3 when they played House of Blues in Chicago, and it sold out in less than a minute. And I was heartbroken that I did not go to that show. But I did finally get to see 5SOS live for the first time on the Meet You There tour when they played Aragon Ballroom in Chicago in 2018. And I vividly remember standing in Aragon Ballroom and the intro for Babylon playing and like the way that the like white lights were flashing and kind of the echoey sound of the intro and then just seeing all four of them walk on stage for the first time. Um yeah. So I guess that hearing freaking Babylon as the first song that I ever heard 5SOS sing live is a pretty cool memory.
What a song to hear, too.
Yeah.
Bass slaps.
Shout out to Callum Hood on that one.
Shout out to Callum Hood all around on that song. It's great.
It is good. It's really good. I would like a vinyl version, please. I know we have the live version on vinyl, but could we put the studio version on vinyl too, guys?
What were they wearing the first time that you saw them?
Um, Ashton had on like some button up something or another. Michael had on a black baseball hat and like black skinny jeans. Shocking. I was on Michael's side for that show, like a little bit closer to the middle, but definitely Michael's side. Um, Callum had on also all black, a button down situation, and Luke had on like a white button down and his skinny jeans and black boots.
Bring back skinny jeans.
Yeah, I wish that he was wearing the leather pants,
Yeah.
but
Can I just say, also I'm putting it out there, I think Youngblood was like the best fashion era.
oh my gosh. Well, especially because I
They
mean, their
got to wear
fashion,
like whatever they wanted, probably
yeah,
for the
and it
first
was the
time.
first time that like their individual personalities like showed through in their fashion. Like
Yeah.
before, it was just
Skinny
skinny
jeans,
jeans,
sneakers.
Converse, Vans,
Yeah,
that flannel. But yeah,
fashion icons.
fashion icons for sure. Can you tell me a little bit about your favorite Youngblood era, like either music video or live performance, fan experience, anything correlated to the music, but not the music itself?
I think my favorite music video from that era is Lie to Me and also that was one of my favorite songs when I listened to it for the first time. Like Luke said, there was also a point in time in my life where I listened to Lie to Me every day. So, not sure what that says about the mental health, but the music video, we were talking about this with B earlier, that I think it is the first time that I mean, don't get me wrong, they acting off the charts in like Don't Stop and things like that, but this one was more serious.
Yeah.
So it was like you really understood the story and it was very
Mhm.
personal. So I feel like that was really cool as a fan to
Yeah.
see that song and like how personal of a song it was, like for Luke specifically, and it came to life very well in the music
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
Back to Abby. Um, what is the most underrated song on Youngblood?
Well, I also think that Woke Up in Japan is underrated. However, I would also like to put in a bid for Why Won't You Love Me? Because there are some iconic ones in that song, and there are a few songs that are more therapeutic to scream sing than Why Won't You Love Me? Um, and I feel like it's really not anybody's favorite.
You know
So,
what? Starting a song out with switching into airplane mode again, we're not all right, but I'll pretend. Crazy
yeah,
work.
yeah.
Crazy work. And you know what?
I think about that song every single time I get on an airplane and turn
Me
on
too.
airplane mode.
Yep. And live hits.
Oh, Luke Hemming standing on an amp,
I was gonna
screaming
say,
that.
I think if there's one person that has the same favorite song on Youngblood, it's probably Luke.
Let's go, buddy. Keep it on the set list.
Thank you guys for celebrating 7 years of Youngblood with us. If you would like to share your favorite Youngblood memories or your favorite songs, whatever it is, like comment them. And we want to talk to everybody in the comments that sees this because it is a very special album for 5SOS. It was the second 5SOS resurgence to the world.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
This one's for the fans. So keep up with us, keep up with all of our guests from today, and go stream Youngblood
deluxe.
specifically.
On Instagram, I am B is for barricade, and there's a period in between all of the words. You should be able to find me easily, hopefully. I have the weirdest usernames. And then on Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it now, I'm
Yeah.
Acoustic Set Luke. And on TikTok, I'm Shelly with a brush, like because it started as a makeup account. It's a whole thing. But so you can find me there.
So you can find me on Instagram at carlyn.jpg. And then you can find me on Twitter. Please, if my mom is seeing this, don't look at my Twitter. If you work with me at my job, please don't look at my Twitter, but it is at tears and then the number 2 dream. And then my TikTok is at Carlyn Talk, and that's Carlyn.
So, my Twitter is Baby Blues LH. And if anyone ever needs any advice on how to, try to begin being a fangirl in the music industry, please don't hesitate to ask any questions. I want to help people as much as I can. There's so many opportunities out there, and I know a lot of people feel like it's not going to work out, but don't give up. I promise when you least expect it. My Instagram is Lynnsey Spader, spelled very strangely. I'm sure you guys will probably write it down because if I say it right now, no one's going to remember it.
I'll put it
They'll
in
find
the
you.
description.